There's a commonly held belief that all artists starve, but this is simply not true. The truth is, there are a ton of ways to make money as an artist. And I'm guessing if you found this video, you've probably been painting for a while and you're ready to make the transition from hobbyist to professional. And this is an exciting place to be, but at the same time, you might be thinking, okay, I want to do this. What do I do? So in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how you can make that happen. It's a lot easier than you think. It actually has a lot to do with just your attitude and your mindset. But I'm also going to talk to you about a way of marketing yourself that's really fun and empowering. You don't even need a big following on social media or even a website. And I also want to tell you about a boatload of ways that you can get hired, get sales, get your stuff out there, and really start making money as an artist. So if this is the first time visiting my channel, welcome. My name is Brett Renee. I'm an artist. I'm absolutely obsessed with painting. I love sharing about it in the hopes that it'll help you create more artistic beauty in your life and in the world. So let's get started. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. The biggest block to becoming a professional artist has nothing to do with your skill level, your portfolio, your education, or really anything outside of yourself. The biggest block to becoming a professional artist is right here inside your head. And this is not going to turn into some big law of attraction woo-woo video. I'm going to give you some nuts and bolts. But really the most important thing to deal with first is your mindset and your attitude. Because people think artists starve, right? So it can be really hard to think that you're going to be prosperous and successful if you're buying into that scarcity mindset. And the other thing is, people have a really narrow view of how artists make money. They think you either sell prints or you're in a gallery. And yeah, you can sell your work that way, but there are a lot of opportunities out there, a lot of different things. And it's different for everyone. The things that are going to work for you are going to depend on your skill level and the things that you like to do. So really the first step is in letting go of those limiting beliefs and opening yourself up to the fact that maybe things don't work the way people have told you that they do, and this is actually possible for you. Art is highly subjective. What appeals to one person may not appeal to another person. So who's right? We don't know who's right. It's subjective. There's a lot of very highly skilled artists making a nice living at this, but there's also a lot of artists that are not so highly skilled that are making a nice living, but their art might have a certain style or passion or a niche to it that appeals to people. Again, it's subjective. So how do you know when you're ready? I mean, an art education is really nice, but it's not a requirement. There is no test, there's no certification, there's no way to measure when someone is ready to sell their art. So how do you know when you're ready? So here's another little secret. You're ready when you decide that you're ready, and that's it. So make the decision today that you're ready and that you're going to do this. Because the truth is, nobody's going to give you the permission to do this. It's entirely up to you. I know a lot of really talented artists that could be selling their work, but they hold themselves back because of their belief in art scarcity. And it's all in their head. I mean, really, there is enough work and opportunity for everyone. That's the truth. In fact, I'll tell you a little story. There was this woman that I took a class with, incredibly talented artist. Every week she was just bringing in amazing paintings, I mean, painting after painting, and our teacher was fawning all over her. She was just saying, oh my gosh, you should make a series out of these. They should be in a gallery. They would totally sell. And the woman was like, oh, no, I'm not ready. It's not very good. This is just my retirement hobby. And I think there's a lot of artists like that just don't believe in themselves. They don't know their own worth. But the truth is, you're probably ready before you think you are. I mean, you're going to be working on your skills your whole career. So why can't you be improving and selling art at the same time? I mean, you can. There's no rules. And even if you jump in a little bit before you're ready, you're just going to attract opportunities to yourself that are going to cause you to up your game. It's going to push you, and you're going to get better faster. I mean, it really is all a mindset. So I used to be a closet painter. I used to just paint in my house and hide my work away and never show it to anyone. And this was after I had spent years having a successful decorative furniture painting business. But in my head, that was not real art. You know, a real artist, they painted pictures, they worked on canvas and paper. They don't create furniture. So I didn't feel like what I was doing was any good. But after many years of just painting without, showing it to anyone, one day I showed some stuff to some family and a few friends, and they were actually very encouraging. And I started to wonder if maybe I could do something with this. And then the next thought I had was, well, do you want to find out? And then I started to think, well, Do I want to just keep being a closet painter and hiding my work away? Or do I just want to be brave and do what I want to do and be who I want to be and just let the public decide if they want to buy things or not? So that was my moment of decision. You have to make yours. And after I made that decision, I also decided that I was going to tell everyone that I was an artist. I was going to show them my work. I was going to talk about my work, and I was going to do it in a way that was committed and unapologetic and confident. And it was really interesting that a lot of amazing, wonderful opportunities came into my life in a very short period of time. So I know that this works and that it can work for you. So let's talk about ways that you can get your work out there and create opportunities for yourself and make this happen. So I've already said you don't need social media, you don't need a website. Those are all good things that you can add later. But in this video, we're just concerned with that first opportunity, that first sale. So what you need to do is you need to put together a portfolio. And I'm assuming you've been painting for a while and you've produced some work. And if you haven't, then that's the first thing you need to do. You need to produce at least 8 to 10 pieces that you feel really good about. I mean, they're not going to be perfect, nothing ever is, but stuff that really showcases what you do, what you're interested in, the medium you work in, all of that. And then you want to be showing this portfolio to people all the time. Now, obviously, you can't be dragging around your paintings all the time, but in this day and age, we have phones, and so it is really easy to create a portfolio on your phone. And this is how I do it. Take pictures of all your work, and if you don't know how to take pictures of your work so it looks really good, you can Google how to do that. There's a lot of blogs and things about how to make your artwork look really good. You just want to make sure the colors are good, the lighting is good, it looks at its best. Get a photograph of everything that you want to show in your portfolio, and then you're going to open up the Photos app, and you're going to create a folder called artwork or whatever you want to call it, and you're going to put those pictures into that folder. And now you've got a portfolio on your phone that you can show people. So anytime you're talking to someone and they ask to see your work or you offer to show it to them, all you have to do is take out your phone, open up the app, open up the folder, hand it to them, and boom, they can see your work. Okay, now here's something else about this. You want to always be showing your work, but it's not just doing it that's important, it's also how you do it. So I've noticed when I show people my work and I'm feeling really excited and passionate and I'm telling stories and I'm just really up and engaged and happy about it, that people will look at it in a different way. They're much more interested and respectful, and they take it much more seriously than if I kind of went, oh yeah, I'm an artist, here's that. Yeah, that one's okay. I've got some better stuff that I'm working on and I don't feel that great about it. They just kind of, oh, they think probably I'm just some wannabe, and they don't really look at it very much, and they hand me the phone back. So if you aren't already excited and feeling good about your work and comfortable talking about it that way, you need to practice. It's really important. People will reflect back to you what you are putting out there about your work. So only do it in a way that is passionate and excited and successful and just really feeling good about everything. So there's some other things I wanted to share about this with you that could happen when you're doing this so that you don't get thrown and then start feeling bad about your work. So one of the things that could happen when you hand someone your phone is that they could just take a quick glance at your portfolio and hand it right back. Now, this doesn't mean they don't like your work. It just means they're uncomfortable holding someone else's phone. So if that happens to me, what I do is I usually take the phone back and I bring up a painting and I start to tell a story about it and go, oh, did you see this one? I just wanted to tell you about this. And a lot of times that's just enough to engage them, and then they'll want you to scroll through other things and show you more work. Another thing that could happen is people could ask you questions, and one of the questions that's really common is they'll ask you if you're making any money or if you're showing your work anywhere. And if you're new, you probably aren't yet because you're just starting to put things out there. So you should have a response ready, and it's just enough to go, I've been painting and creating and experimenting with different things for many years, and now I'm starting to get things out there and all these opportunities are coming and it's been really fun, and did you see this? And all you have to do is just share your enthusiasm and share your work. Another thing is make sure you have a story to tell about every single painting in your portfolio. And it doesn't have to be like a story. It can just be about your process or the materials you're using or the site you were at or whatever. If people are asking you questions, they're interested, and you just never know where that next opportunity is going to come from. They may want you to paint something for their house. They may know somebody who wants something painted for their house. They may have heard of an opportunity. You don't know who people know, and that's why you're talking to everyone. So make sure you can really talk a lot about all the work you've got in your portfolio. So I started doing this about 2 years ago, just talking to everyone, and in a very short period of time, a lot of really wonderful opportunities came into my world. I got hired to do a live painting at a charity auction. I got hired to do a public works project. I started doing chalkboards for local businesses. I got a commission. I got accepted into a public art show. And then I got my own art show at a local winery, and they had a big opening, and it was also put on the Art Walk, which was this big event in the town every month. So it was really exciting, and this really does work. And these were things I didn't even pursue. People just asked me to do them because I had been talking to them and they knew I was an artist and they had seen my work. So this can work for you too. So just one more thing before I wrap up this video. I just wanted to open your mind to all the opportunities that there are out there. This morning I was just writing down a boatload of ways that you could make money as an artist, and I'm going to rattle them off, and maybe that'll get your own ideas flowing, or maybe you have some ideas to share. If you do, go ahead and pop them in the comments for everyone who's watching this video. And here we go. You could do designs for businesses. I did chalkboards, but there's also menus and brochures and flyers. And I once painted a box for an event that was supposed to hold a prize. I mean, use your imagination. A lot of times businesses don't have time to send things to the printers, or they just want something with a personal touch. You could do commissions and paint something for someone's house. You could paint murals like in a kid's room or dining room or a bathroom. You could paint furniture. I had a thriving business doing that years ago. You could do public works projects. A lot of cities are hiring artists to beautify the city. Go ahead and Google call for artists and see if anything comes up where you live. You could have your work showcased at a restaurant or a winery. These days you can just put your QR code for your Venmo and people can pay you right away and take the painting with them after they're done with their meal. You could sell your work at a gallery, and not all galleries are just for fine art. Some of them have gift shop items too. You could do portraits, and I'm not just talking about people, although you can do people, but people also hire artists to do portraits of their dogs, their goldfish, their cat, whatever. I know realtors are now hiring artists to paint houses that they've sold to give as a gift to their clients. You could do a live painting at an event. You could create greeting cards to sell in gift shops or online. You could sell your work at an art fair. You could also sell prints of your work online. You could join an art co-op. You could join forces with some other artists and put together a pop-up shop and sell your work together. You could create things for weddings, like name tags and placeholders and portraits of the bride and groom, and you could do sketches at the wedding. There's all kinds of things people will do for weddings. So I just want to say, make the decision, get your work out there. The world needs more beautiful artwork to look at. If you enjoyed this video, please like or subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.